There you go. Hello. Welcome, guys, to another episode of Fan Faces. It's been a great week for me. Hopefully, it's a great week for you. I am Amadou the Great.
I am Andrew. That's pretty much it. I'm not great enough. I'm just Andrew.
I told you, throw it out into the world, man. Let the universe catch it. Andrew something wonderful. Or just Andrew, whichever you want to throw out into the universe. But Andrew, how was your week?
Great. Got to Atlanta.
Saw some big videos. Kidding. Continue.
It was great. No, I just went to visit a friend, and it was cool. We went to Braves game, then just drive all around the city and the suburbs and stuff. One of my favorite things to do with him is just drive around and listen to music and just.
This guy, he lives in Atlanta? I thought he lived in Pittsburgh.
He does. He moved.
So he moved recently, since like last year.
Yeah, like a few months ago. I told you this.
Did you?
Yes.
Confused.
Yes.
I wasn't paying attention.
So, and then and then we went out to University of Georgia. That's like an hour and some change to go out there. I wanted to go check out the stadium. That was nice.
Did you get a stadium tour?
No. You were able to walk in though. So we walked in, got some. It was cool. I like University of Georgia is nice, and we went to Main Street. We ate at the Blind Pig. That was good food. Waitress was really nice. Jade, nice.
Call Andrew Jade. Holla at the boy.
Too young, but very nice. Very nice lady.
Once you're past 22, you're good to go. You heard me.
Oh Lord. Anyways,
if you're 18 and below, keep it pushing. We don't want no problems. 0.
But 19 works for you?
No, I don't know.
You're pushing 40.
19 doesn't work for me.
Okay,
we have nothing. We have nothing. That's why I told you 22.
22?
Yeah, 22 and above.
The cortex part of your brain doesn't stop developing until you're 25. What do you? You're almost 40.
Women develop faster than men. Maturity.
Anyways, go ahead.
So today on our list of topics to talk about, we got the Women's World Cup. We got maybe a little bit of Andrew's trip, maybe a little bit more of an in-depth talk on Andrew's trip.
He's boring as a motherfucker. No, I'm just joking.
You shouldn't be boring. And then we got, what else? We got the NFL new preseason starting, basically the new season. We got some coaches losing their minds. The Detroit Lions coach, Denver Broncos coach, New York Jets coach. You know, they're all getting at it. They're making lots of noise. But as the saying goes, the teams that make the most noise tend to just flail away as the season goes by. And this is a 17-game season, so
a lot of time to get injured.
A lot of time to get injured. A lot of time to just, lose your marbles about you and lose your structure. So coaches, focus on your teams. Stop focusing on the drama that you're causing or bringing upon your team. It's basically a curse. Stop it. Then, what's it called? We got some college stuff to talk about today as well. Jim Harbaugh getting in a little trouble that kind of makes no sense to me. But
why doesn't it make sense to you?
Well, we'll speak on it.
Okay.
We'll speak on Jim Harbaugh not making the trouble that he got into, not making any sense to me. Because naturally, it just doesn't. Anyhow, let's get into these topics.
Let's go.
All right. So the Women's World Cup, you got Jamaica advancing to the group of 16. You got Nigeria advancing to the group of 16. You got South Africa advancing to the group of 16, which throws away my whole logic that I brought along the last time, which was the developed countries are going to push forward. They're going to be the teams to beat in Women's World Cup, because these teams from the developed world, like America, China, Japan, Korea, they are well funded. And the girls, they get the opportunity to play at an early age, and you could basically train a girl from a young age up until she gets to the professional levels to have an opportunity to go play at the World Cup. Whereas the girls in South Africa, maybe not so much. The girls in Nigeria, maybe not so much. And the girls in Jamaica, maybe not so much. And Morocco too. Morocco did well. I also have something to correct. I said Morocco's coach was Saudi Arabia's coach, which was incorrect. Saudi Arabia beat Argentina. This is in the men's World Cup. Saudi Arabia beats Argentina, and Saudi Arabia's men's coach for the World Cup is France's women's head coach. I forgot it. His name is Harv something. I forgot his last name, but I was wrong about him being Morocco's coach. Morocco's coach is pretty good. Morocco's men's coach is pretty good too, because they made it really deep, and they got world class players. But I was completely wrong about the Women's World Cup because Jamaica had to get a GoFundMe page to be able to purchase tickets, to be able to make the trip to Australia and New Zealand for this
Dude, I
World
wish
Cup.
I'd known that. I would have thought like at least like $20, $60 in that. That would have been awesome. Like, yo, I helped support.
I sponsor that, baby.
Yeah, I think that would have been awesome.
Yeah,
That would have been cool.
Well, you need to keep a lookout for the next time, man. You
All
know,
right.
it'll be a while, but Jamaica's in it now.
Good for Jamaica.
Yeah. And their soccer tradition, as far as women's football goes, is not deep whatsoever. They got a bunch of women from America, though. A bunch of women that probably want to show national pride and maybe can make the American national team.
Right.
And also, the America's national team is kind of flailing. The big superpower, they tied against Portugal, a team that they've beaten over and over and over.
I think they
again.
outscored them like what? Was it 12-0 or something like that?
In the past.
Yeah, like in all the games combined, they
Yeah.
never even scored a goal, and they tied them.
And they tied them, and that's
Of
just
course,
like,
Portugal still didn't score a goal.
it doesn't matter if you score a goal in soccer. 0-0 is
Just
good.
saying.
It's just as good.
Right. I think it's boring, but that's okay. Go ahead.
You don't understand the nuances of football.
You're correct.
Because if you did, you'd understand what a 0-0 game means.
What does it mean?
No, I mean, to a team like Portugal, who's the underdog, right? For them to come up and tie America, who's won the World Cup on multiple occasions and who's like at the top echelon, when they're talking about superpowers in girls football, it's America. For you to tie them, that's a big deal. For you to keep a team like that scoreless,
Right.
even though you didn't score, for you to keep them scoreless, it's a big deal. Even in men's soccer, for you to keep Brazil scoreless, for you to keep Germany scoreless, the squads that they put on the pitch, they're fabulous. For you to keep them scoreless with the caliber players that they have all around the world, it's insane. Because you're literally playing defense and you're working your tail off all game long, 90 plus minutes. Because I say 90 plus minutes because there's stoppage time that they add on to every half. If you play for 45, they're like, oh, we'll add on another 5 minutes, another 10 minutes to the half before it's over and said and done. So you could well play into an hour, 50 minutes, a 50-minute game, a 50-minute half. So it's a lot of work. So I commend the girls from Portugal for holding America to a tie. It's not easy. I played the sport and I understand exactly what it takes to just be playing to be playing a defensive game. It's not like football where, well, I mean, football stuff too, American football stuff too, but to hold somebody to like score no points, even though the highest you could go as high as you want, but
at the end of the day, it's still 0-0, and that's boring.
Okay. If you say, we'll go with that, but it's a lot of hard work to hold an American squad
100%.
Who, in the eyes of the pundits, they're like, hey, they should win. They should get first place. They should definitely win this World Cup, but you hold them to a scoreless game.
Give me some excitement when I'm watching the game.
Hopefully the round of 16 gives us more excitement and America plays up to its potential.
Who's America playing in the round of 16?
Sweden, I believe.
Sweden.
Yeah, Sweden's competitive.
Yes.
Denmark is competitive from what I've seen seen of plays. So America, don't get knocked out, because if you do, it'll be the most disappointing showing that we've ever had in the World Cup. So, in the Girls' World Cup, actually, so because the men were pretty average at this moment in time, even though we got some good players. The America's men's team got some good players. But on to the next situation here. We got the NFL's new season starting. With the NFL's new season starting, there's a bunch of undercurrent information happening, sub quotes into the
Yes.
season. All right, you got Sean Payton for Denver Broncos talking trash about Nathaniel Hackett, saying Russell Wilson isn't bad. It's the coaching that was here before. Usually that doesn't happen. Other coaches don't badmouth other coaches, no matter what the circumstances were. You come in, you take your team as is, and you lead them in the direction you want to lead them in. And Sean Payton was coming out as the aggressor. And when he did that, Aaron Rodgers defended Nathaniel Hackett by saying, hey, focus on your team over there. Maybe the job's too hard. And you're trying to cover up for how hard it is going to be, for how hard a turnaround of a job is going to be for your team. So focus on your team and we'll focus on ours.
Mm-hmm.
And I commend Aaron Rodgers for that, because don't worry about what the next man did. Come do what you need to do for the team you have now.
Yeah, people keep talking about how the fact that that Sean Payton did this to protect Russell Wilson and to get like a lot of the pressure off him because based off of the season that he had. My thought is, Russell Wilson's a professional. He can just be like, yo, yeah, it was a bad season and give me all the heat you want. And I got to go out there and prove myself. Got a new head coach, and that's all there is to it. But that's like Sean Payton's trying to make an excuse for why he sucked and putting blame on somebody else. But you know what? At the end of the day, you can still have a bad coach and still perform very well, right? So I don't think anything. I mean, obviously Hackett had a lot to do with the Broncos sucking, but yeah, dude, a lot of coaches have bad seasons and they play absolutely horrible. I mean, shit. Within the Lions and the Browns both had winless seasons, like within the past 10 years?
Yeah.
So it's like to be there like Hackett, was the worst coach you ever. Dude, just worry about your freaking quarterback and just say, yeah, it was a bad season. It's over with, and we got something new to go. Instead of throwing him under the bus and trying to like create some headlines to get some pressure off of Russell Wilson sucking. Like, I don't know, it was a punk move.
Well, you gotta do what you gotta do. It's getting on the offensive.
He literally created like nothing. Like he was like just this drama for just worry about training camp, dude. Stop. So now you gotta. Okay, so what happens now is now you have to answer questions about that. So when you create drama, Sean Payton and Hackett now have to take time out of their practices to answer these dumb questions.
Hacket's an offensive coordinator, not the head coach. So it's no big deal.
Right. So, but the point is that they need to answer. He's answering questions about that, which is a waste of time. So that's all that Payton did was just create a bunch of waste time. And they have other things they need to worry about other than answer dumb questions about that. That's why you don't talk like that. That's why you don't get into these kind of beefs. You got shit you got to do, man. Not answer dumb questions like that.
Well, speaking of coaches, Dan Campbell of the Detroit Lions. He's he's one hell of a guy. He's what you call a man's man, and he's playing a man's sport. He's one of those grit your teeth, boy, go get it done. He's one of those guys. That's what he comes across as. And
you think he's a get her done kind of guy?
He has to be the way he's a tough guy. Dan Campbell's
not really a get her done guy.
No, tough guys are get her done. If you're a tough guy, you go out there, you get it done.
I think he's more like
through grit,
WrestleMania kind of.
Well,
like
he could be. No, he could be a wrestler, but he strikes me as a get her done kind of guy.
Okay.
So, what were you saying about Dan Campbell?
Dan Campbell wanted a live lion to be on the sideline. So, like, I don't know if it's in a cage. I don't know if like
maybe you'll have a handler.
I don't know if like you got some sort of like giant dude that you're getting from like Norwegian or something like that to hold onto this line with a big chain, and he's just holding one of the things, barking at people. I don't know what they're doing. I don't know what the thought process of having a lion on the sidelines, but
extra motivation maybe for the season. You mess around, this lion will eat you.
So like, or if they think that like when people like you're on the visiting road and people say, "Oh, lions stink," and then you let the lion loose, and you let the lion defeat the other team itself. The live lion would take care of the Packers all by itself.
Well, Dan Campbell wouldn't have a job anymore if that was to happen.
He would not, but that would be a situation that would live down in the history of sports of all time.
he would not have a job anymore, and nobody will ever consider him for a head coaching job ever again.
You would be correct. He was his career and his social life would be completely. He was even in prison.
Be like, remember that guy who brought a lion to a head coach who brought a lion to what's it called to at the field? All right, well, coaches are
Wait, hold on. Can you imagine if whatever team name you're named after, you actually had to have
that animal,
like not an actual, like, you know, because every team has a mascot. Like,
Yep.
no. You not need to bring your mascot to life. Can you imagine?
Mm-hmm.
Like, who would be, like, the Buffalo Bills would have to bring back, like,
a bull?
Bills.
Yeah.
The Buffalo Bills.
They would have to bring, okay.
Well, the team is named after the old Western Buffalo Bill.
Okay. So they'd have to bring back that guy alive?
So they'd have to, like, dig up his grave and I don't know what you do. How would that work?
I don't know, man. That's just annoying to think about. I don't care about that. It's annoying to think about. But so the Hall of Fame game was played on Thursday. It's a first of many football games to come. It's a preseason. Mm-hmm. It was the Jets against the Browns. Truth be told, the season hasn't started yet, but due to previous seasons and prior seasons, absolutely the least teams that I'd want to sit down on the couch and watch.
Really? Why?
I don't know. I don't have a taste for them. It's not. It doesn't drive me to a couch to be like, yeah, it's a must watch. And plus, the starters weren't playing because no starters play in the Hall of Fame game anyways.
But no starters usually play the preseason. If they do, it might be for like a quarter. And that's it.
No, I mean some teams have their starters, but they had players. Aaron Rodgers was on the bench for the Jets just watching. And then they had Deshaun Watson, just also watching. They had, second stringers, third stringers starting in the game, which is cool, I guess. But that game just didn't bring me to the couch to watch. I wasn't a fan of it. But I am psyched at the fact that football season's starting, and we're also going to start up our fantasy draft here, which we haven't set a date for yet. And today's the 5th of August. So when do you think we should put a date for the draft, the fantasy league, and who's interested in playing? Mm. I'm asking you.
Well,
you don't know.
No.
You activated the league again.
Well, because I don't know how. Why? How did I? Why was I able to? I thought you're the commissioner.
You have commissioners' access also, Andrew.
That's right. I don't remember. I remember all this stuff.
You have commissioner's access because you wanted to change some things, and I gave you that access.
Oh, okay, you did do that.
Yeah, but that's neither here nor there.
We still have a bunch of people from that want to play.
Okay, then let's set up that draft.
Yeah, we're straight. Okay, cool.
And did we agree on a price point?
I thought just make it $20.
Okay, $20. Because I had some people who were like, yeah, man, I'll throw 50. Because we could have, if you throw 50, then we could have like little things that you could win for, like most points during the season. You get a little prize for that, stuff like that. But if we're on to do 20, that's good too. Life's good. We'll go on. 20 it is. Just a little motivation.
I don't mind 50. That's fine with me too. I can ask more people about it.
Well, anywhere between 20 to 50 in that range. Could be 40, could be 30.
Okay.
Yeah, it doesn't have to. 50 is not like stuck in stone or written in stone like the ancient Egyptians.
Okay.
We just go, buddy. But on to what's it called? We got some college football topics here. Not some, but we got a little bit. So Jim Harbaugh for the Michigan Wolverines, they're considered by all the pundits, they're considered to be the number two or number one best ranked team in college football this season. And this is the season they're going to have 8 teams in the playoffs, I believe, or 8 or 7.
Is it? No. Is it 8 now?
Yeah.
It is 8.
Yeah.
Right.
It's going to be 8 teams.
Good. Get more teams in there.
So if you're the 8th ranked team, you have an opportunity. But if you get smashed in the face, you definitely know you don't belong there. But Jim Harbaugh supposedly gave a recruit a hamburger, fed a recruit while the recruit was on a visit. And they're like, oh, we must suspend him 4 games.
Because he gave the recruit.
They fed the recruit.
You can't feed a recruit.
you shouldn't feed a recruit.
Dude, the NCAA is so dumb.
But that's not really why they suspended him. They're suspending him because supposedly he lied and didn't think about the fact that he fed a recruit at some point in time.
Yeah, because he's lying because this is a dumb rule. You can't feed a recruit.
No.
What do you think they do? The hamburger's going to persuade them to go to Michigan now? Like, oh, you know what? That burger was a lot better than that burrito that I had at freaking Michigan State.
So delicious. I gotta not be here.
That's really what happened, because I heard something happened. That's the story?
That's the story.
It's the dumbest thing I've ever heard. He fed a recruit. The recruit was hungry. They fed them.
He fed a recruit, forgot the fact that they fed him, so they suspended him for the forgetting part.
He forgot?
Not for the feeding part.
I'm going to pour coffee real quick. Go ahead. That's the dumbest thing I've ever heard.
It is dumb. College football's
so stupid.
Well, that's because they have the NCAA as a governing body. The NCAA as a governing body doesn't really have...
You know what the best thing about this... Hold on. You know what the best thing about this, all these like conferences going and like disabled, like the Pac-12 is now going to be like a Pac-4. Dude, nobody wants to be in the Pac anymore. And you're going to have all these... You're going to pretty much have two superpowers. That's it. And then at some point, they're just going to go, "What? We don't need the NCAA anymore." The NCAA is like is a governing body that's like just governs all of the athletics.
Yep.
You'll be like, dude, we don't even need you. You guys are dumb. You have the dumbest rules. Dude, even like with Reggie Bush, give him back his Heisman Trophy. Yeah, because he took some money. So what?
I think they did give him back his Heisman Trophy.
No, that would have been big news. They did not. Well, that would have been big news.
It's coming with the NILs
so
and all that.
stupid.
People making tons
Dude, get rid of the NCAA. They have some other big business come in there and be like they'll govern all the sports and just govern the football. That's it.
Well, Colin was always talking about their having a college football commissioner.
Oh, that'd be great. They got to do something. But because feeding a recruit a burger, the dumbest thing. These people are stupid. They're so weird. Go ahead.
You can't. The rules are rules, man. You can't lie to us. That's where it's at. You lie, we punish you. We punish you very hard. It's almost like, I punish you to the point of no return. So you don't ever lie to me again. You got to set an example. That's what they're doing. The NCAA is setting an example.
The NCAA, the reason why he lied is because he goes, yeah, I fed the kid a burger. He goes, and I'm going to lie about it. Because it is the dumbest rule on earth, and I don't want to get in trouble for feeding someone a burger.
He honestly probably didn't even remember the fact that they
probably not, because that's just a natural human instinct. If someone's hungry, and I'm going to feed you.
Yeah,
dude, the NCAA is so dumb. I can't wait for that whole industry to crumble. Just let college football get a commissioner in there, let them just freaking deal with it. Like, hey, when someone comes visit your campus and they're hungry, you can feed them. It's okay. Oh, no shit, really? So much better than the NCAA. Yeah, dude, of course. You know what I mean?
Well, rules are rules, man.
Yes, yeah, of course. You're right.
It's a dumb rule, but rules are rules.
I'd break it.
And Jim happened to break them.
Yeah, I'd break it too. Fuck him.
But bearing with that 4-game suspension, it really has nothing at all that will hinder their season, because they still supposedly have the best roster returning. And they may compete against Georgia for the championship game.
Yeah,
I mean, that's going to be pretty cool. They have Jim Harbaugh is saying there's going to be at least 12 players that can be drafted off this class to the NFL. So he has a stacked roster of players, NFL bodies.
I hope they do well, man. I like Michigan. I think they're a lot of fun.
Well, we'll have to wait and see.
It's a good football power.
It's a good football power in a cold place.
Who hasn't won a championship since 1977? And then I think their championship before that was like in 1946 or something like that.
They didn't win championships during the BCS era, where it's just, it's the top two teams. Nope. If you're 1 and 2, you play and you win that game.
Last title was with in 1997. It was the last time they won a championship. I remember that because it was such a big deal, because before that title in 1977, their last title was like in the 40s. Like, you think like Michigan's such a big power school, right? But it's not like they ever win. They don't win the championship. They haven't won the championship like they were a consistently great championship team until like the 1900s and the 1910s and things like that. They're great. Yeah, they won a lot of titles. But they're not like they haven't won like national championships. Dude, you're talking about one title in the past 70 years or something like that. But it's a big school, and I mean they look good on TV. They got cool ass helmets, and
That's probably why. And they
the
probably
big
win.
blue supports you.
Well, do they win like 10 games at least every?
Well, that's why they're a big power, because they do win 10 games. They used to make the Rose Bowl a lot. So no, they're on national television, and they win a lot of games.
Well,
I'm just saying they never win that one extra to like get them to win a national championship.
Okay, well, I mean, the fact that they winning 10 games in college football is not easy.
No,
And
but if you play in a crap conference, it is.
I mean, they got Penn State, they got Ohio State that they have to go after, and sometimes Wisconsin,
Ohio State's usually their one loss,
or Michigan State. They're in a pretty tough.
Michigan State's pretty good.
Yeah, they got a pretty tough conference, and they got to go through at least 2 teams to make it to the conference championship, which they have. So, I can respect that, and they also have perennial. They have players drafted to go to the NFL frequently, so that also could add to your legend, and that makes sense.
Gotcha.
Right. So on to some social topics here. So Donald Trump gets indicted again.
Of course.
Once he gets indicted, he's like, if you come after me, I'm going to come after you. But the thing that gets me is he's acting like every indictment that everything that they're indicting him on, it's a lie. But we've lived long enough to witness everything that you've done. It actually happened. You actually did do just that. And he's like, well, this is a political witch hunt. It isn't a political witch hunt. You actually did what they're saying you did. You had people. You wanted to overturn the election. You called Georgia's attorney general and asked him to give you 11,000 votes. You did that, Donald. It happened. It's real life. And then you went ahead and incited a riot at Washington, D.C. on January 6th. That happened. You told the people specifically, you better fight like hell. And the people listened to you, and they wanted to go fight like hell. They were running through the hallways of the Senate looking for Mike Pence. You told Mike Pence to not certify the election. You did that. All those things happened. So for you to act like they're coming after you for no reason, it's kind of weird, Donald. Stop doing it. Just tell the truth. Your supporters love you regardless, because they will jump in front of a running train for you. That's what it is.
Very true. You're very right.
That's what it is. So Teflon Don, you don't have to lie. What they said you did in those indictments.
He doesn't want to get suspended for 4 games. That's why.
What they said you did, you actually did do. It happened. So time to come back to reality. Funny story. This morning I was driving back home. There was a piece of cloth that hung. They're like, no, really, he did lose the election. You guys are just all part of a cult. Can't be truer words. You have Carrie Lake from Arizona, saying everybody that's running for the GOP candidate, everybody that's running for president should just drop out now and let Donald Trump be the sole flag bearer, because it's so unfair what they're doing to him. They're not doing anything to him that he did not bring upon himself. Crimes were committed.
Oh my God!
If he's found guilty in the court of law, then that's a different story. But the indictments, there's truth to them. Everything that they said he did do. It's not a lie. They're not just plucking it out of thin air and like, yeah, let's hang it up on him. We don't want him to win the election, because if that's the case, this is an issue for the developing countries. Like I told you, Donald Trump, right? If he was in any developed country, like in a third world country, he'd just be like, nah, those elections don't matter. I won. Swear me in right now. He could have done that. He would have been able to do just that. but not here. We live in America. Everybody's held accountable, even you, even if it's an election year. You chose to run. If you did not choose to run, they would not hold you. If you did not choose to run, you still get held accountable for the crimes that you committed or for the indictments, for the things that they've indicted you on. They happen. They exist. Mm-hmm. It's not just out of thin air. But that's all I have to say on that. Oh, yeah, and Kanye West and Yeezy, they're selling the shoes. They're donating a portion to awareness of hate crimes against Jews to some foundation that's gonna make sure that hate crimes not committed against the Jews, which is great. But Kanye West is a weird character now. He's walking around. You guys buy his shoes for $300 while he walks around barefoot everywhere. Him and his new wife.
Oh, he got a new wife?
He's got a new wife.
Oh, weird. They got married.
Yeah, man. Kanye wastes no time.
Yeah, good for him. Yeah, why waste? You have a short life.
You do.
Yeah, that's cool.
You live 100 years.
Did his ex Kim get married again?
No.
She get married again?
She was addicted to getting married a while back, but I don't think she is anymore. She's just fine.
Okay.
She probably has a boyfriend. She's probably dating some soccer star on the low because she's been in Europe lately. Yeah. Kim's outside, man. She got some jerseys.
Oh, yeah? She wear jerseys? Good for her.
Yeah, soccer jerseys.
Oh, good for her.
I need to get on Kim Kardashian's soccer jersey level so I could bring them on the show. Show them.
I know. I gotta wear. I should have worn my Inter Miami jersey instead of my.
I have an Inter Miami jersey too.
You do?
I'm gonna wear it. Yeah, I bought one.
You did? You bought one?
I bought a kit, not a real one, but it looks real.
When did you buy it?
Like when they announced Messi was coming, I went on not Craigslist. I went on Amazon and bought one.
What color?
It's the black with the pink stripes.
Okay, that's what I got. I got the black one. Good for you. You got Inter Miami. You didn't tell me you got Inter Miami jersey.
I think I sent you a picture. You just again weren't paying attention, but maybe I didn't. But maybe I'm lying.
No, because I would not have forgotten.
Maybe I'm lying. I don't know.
I'm gonna suspend you for 4 games.
Don't suspend me for 4 games.
Kids fucking kids hungry, wants a burger, and these people feed them. They get suspended for 5 games.
Hey, right?
It sucks.
Well,
they suck so much.
Oh, well, rules are rules, Andrew. Can't break them.
Yeah, you can.
Somebody's got to pay for them.
Screw rules.
Somebody's got to pay for them.
Yo, server's hungry. I'll feed him. I'll break the rules all day long. Spend my ass in 4 games. Stupid. You know what you should do? You should just be bottom like, yo, I'm not walking out the sideline.
But the crazy thing is, you still be at practice, putting in game plans and whatnot. He's just not making the calls.
Okay.
But with today's day, with Bluetooth headphones, he could be making the calls, sitting somewhere far away with binoculars. Suspend me, you will. I got Bluetooth headphones, buddy. I'm good. I could talk to whoever, whenever.
Gilbert Arena says Bill Russell shouldn't be on anybody's top 10 list. Everybody's 5'10". There's only 8 teams, and you're playing against white folks.
Gilbert.
How tall was Bill? He was like what, 6'8"?
He was the tallest guy in there, man. He was a big boy.
Easily, and everyone was like, everyone's like 5'10", and there's 8 teams. That's why they won 8 straight championships.
It's not nice, Gilbert.
It's not nice.
It's not nice.
Be nice, Gilbert. Come on.
Be nice, Agent Zero. Be nice. But today's episode sponsored by 19 Strings for the Harp. Find it out on Amazon. And also, as you can see, I'm wearing a Rochester Sierra Leone hat. Shout out to the Rochester Sierra Leone community. Check us out. We'll be having a beach outing coming soon out at Hamlin. Go check us out. That'll be August 26th. Be there, be square, bring your food. Get a hat, like I have a hat, because it's pretty cool. It's a white hat, one size fits all, baby. Order from me, and we'll get the hat for you, to you. And also, today's episode sponsored by Final Cuts Media. Final Cuts Media, we are on TikTok, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram. Check us out. Follow us. Subscribe. The podcast fan faces can be found on all streaming platforms. And also, if you want to check us out on video, we are on YouTube. Check us out. YouTube has the podcast site, and check fan faces out on YouTube.
You see, I'm gonna do the great anytime you want.
You can see my face. If you've been wondering what I look like, Wonder no more.
That's what they're doing.
Wonder no more.
They listen to the podcast going, laying in their bed. Oh, I wonder what I'm gonna do. The grit looks like.
He's a big guy.
You are a big guy.
So follow us. Follow the podcast on YouTube. Check us out on check us out on all streaming platforms for the podcast. And tell a friend to tell a friend. Share the podcast that connects to you. We thank you all for listening. We appreciate you all for the continued support. And hope to have somebody big to interview soon.
All right. We'll
Soon. We'll fly to them or they could come to us. Depends on where they're at.
All right.
We're willing to go. We're willing to travel, man. We're willing to make these trips. That's the only